From the station working for you, this is WRTV News at 7, streaming now.
Thank you for joining us on this Labor Day. Here is a live look across central Indiana. Storms are moving across the state at this hour. Let's get right to WRTV Chief Meteorologist Kevin Gregory tracking what you need to know tonight.
And the overall severe threat is low. It's not zero. Damaging wind would be the main threat from some of the strongest storms. But rainfall is what we need, certainly, and this puts down heavy rain where they develop. At first glance, use the I-70 here to kind of focus the broken line of showers and thunderstorms, and then we go north into Delaware County. This has just popped up over Greencastle out in Putnam County in 231. Some other rain in southwest portions of Hendricks, and then a nice downpour toward the Marion County Fairgrounds. The area of rain, Greenfield to Knightstown, all the way to Richmond. Torrential downpours, and then the strongest showers, thunderstorms right through Muncie. That will be headed toward Parker City and Winchester. We'll talk about what happens overnight and the theme for tomorrow and Wednesday coming up.
For weeks, health experts have been warning the public about Labor Day gatherings possibly causing a spike in COVID cases. It appears not everyone is listening to those warnings. These pictures shared with WRTV show young people crowded on double-decker rental boats on Lake Monroe Friday. A spokesperson for Indiana University says it is not clear if the people on the boats are IU students, but students who violate the university's directives on unsafe large gatherings off campus could be suspended or expelled. We've been telling you bars and clubs in Marion County can reopen tomorrow, but some industry leaders are not happy about it because of the restrictions that come with the updated public health order.
We're just trying to save an industry, and my fear is that if we don't allow some of these businesses to open back up, we're going to lose the neighborhood bars in Indiana.
Brad KLOPFENSTEIN is the president of the Indiana Licensed Beverage Associations, which represents independent bars across the state. He and other advocates, like the owner of Schaefer Entertainment, says the fact that restaurants that serve food have remained open for months at 50% capacity is the source of some frustration, and bars in surrounding counties are open with fewer restrictions.
25% doesn't even entice the bar owner to turn the power on. They're better off, unfortunately, staying closed. They can't understand why the guy up the street can do it, but I can't do it, and it's really, really stressful.
Marion County has by far the most COVID-19 cases in Indiana, more than 19,000 since the start of the pandemic. According to the State Department of Health's map, in surrounding counties, the next highest number of total confirmed cases is just over 4,200 in Hamilton County. Statewide, 596 new cases of COVID-19 were reported yesterday, according to the latest update from the State Department of Health. Since the start of the pandemic, more than 100,000 people have tested positive for the virus across Indiana. COVID is now blamed for 3,144 deaths in the state. 60% of those deaths happened in long-term care facilities. WRTV Investigates Kara Kenny has been tracking concerns in nursing homes since the beginning of the pandemic. She spoke to the Democratic candidate for governor, who says the state needs to do more to protect the residents in those facilities.
Governor Holcomb and his administration have said since March the state's most vulnerable population is their top priority. But Holcomb's challenger says the numbers show otherwise. Every day, about 27 nursing home residents test positive for COVID-19, and every week, about 24 die from the virus. 1,800 long-term care residents have died, making up 60% of the state's COVID-19 death total, yet they comprise only 7% of the state's total positive cases.
I believe very strongly we're not doing all we should do. We haven't done what we should have done.
Dr. Woody Myers is running for governor. He's a physician and a former Indiana State Health Commissioner.
The state didn't facilitate quickly enough of the transportation of the supplies to our nursing homes, so that was an issue.
While the state tested nearly all nursing home staff in June and August, Indiana has not tested all long-term care residents.
It upsets me. It makes me angry that we didn't respond better. So what should we do right now? Our testing resources should really be concentrated in places where the virus is most prevalent. And we know that our nursing home patients are at most risk, so they should get additional testing resources.
Myers' plan also calls for the creation of a COVID-19 long-term care task force, updating what he calls the state's antiquated reporting system, increasing contact tracing to nursing homes, and opposes blanket immunity for nursing homes sued for negligence during this health crisis, and enhances whistleblower protections.
We can organize ourselves better as a state to manage this pandemic in a way that would help reduce these unnecessary deaths of these people we love.
The federal government is sending testing kits to long-term care facilities throughout Indiana. Indiana nursing homes have received 200 antigen tests that will allow for quick results.
We know immediately that we need to cohort that individual and separate them, whether that's a staff member or a worker there or a resident of the facility, and we know that we need to do additional testing. So the ability to have that on site and be able to respond very quickly makes a big difference versus that 24, 36-hour lag period of sending a test away.
Myers also criticized the Holcomb administration for taking 5 months to post the state's long-term care dashboard, showing where residents have died and where outbreaks are occurring.
Our current governor has promised and failed on his promise of transparency. They made up reasons that were just not based in law as to why they couldn't do what we all knew they could do.
State Health Commissioner Dr. Chris Bach says the state is working on a plan that would allow long-term care facilities to do all of their testing in-house. Working for you, Kara Kenny, WRTV.
Governor Holcomb's campaign released a statement on the issue saying, quote, "Through every step of this global pandemic, Governor Holcomb has prioritized the health of Hoosiers, including those who call long-term care facilities home, their families, and our healthcare workers." While Woody advocates for more bureaucracy, Governor Holcomb continues to provide the necessary support and resources to help stem the impact of this pandemic on our vulnerable communities. We also reached out to the Indiana Healthcare Association, who told us starting September 2nd, a new federal regulation requires testing of all residents and staff when one new case of COVID-19 is found within a facility. They told us this testing must take place every 3 to 7 days until no new positives are found. You can read Dr. Woody Myers' entire plan in this story on our website at WRTV.com. A final decision is still pending, but a federal judge in Missouri has recommended that federal criminal charges be dropped over the sinking of a dock boat that killed 17 people, including 9 members of an Indianapolis family. The captain, operations supervisor, and on-duty manager for the boat were all indicted in this case. A federal magistrate says the lake in Missouri where the boat went down in 2018 is not considered a navigable waterway under federal law. He says the case should be handled in state court. Next, a warning from the Better Business Bureau about a company offering loans, why the BBB says be very careful. And a little later, if you're looking forward to fall, we'll take you to a popular central Indiana apple orchard and examine its past, present, and future.
From the station working for you, this is WRTV News at 7, streaming now.
A company that says it wants to loan you money is actually taking more than it's lending. Tim Maniscalco with the Better Business Bureau shares what you need to know to protect your hard-earned money.
If you get contacted by a company called High Rise Loans, be very, very careful before you give them any information. Here's how it works. This company is going to contact you and say that you are pre-approved for a loan. Then they're going to want some information about your bank because they want to deposit the money into your banking account. And then after all of that, they're going to say, well, there's some processing fees. And in order to pay those, they want you to pay via a gift card. Now, we've talked about paying via gift cards and that if a legitimate company asks you to pay via gift card, they're really not a legitimate company. Any legitimate company is going to take a credit card or just a normal way of paying for something. So what this company will do is take your gift card. You're never going to get any money. And if they have your information, but you say, gee, I don't want to pay it via gift card, then they're going to threaten to sell your information, your banking information, on the dark web. And then lastly, what we found out recently is this company, High Rise Loans, may have morphed into a new name called Pacifica Finance. Same sort of looking website, same sort of MO. So if you get contacted by High Rise Loans or Pacifica Finance. Don't give them any information. Don't give them any gift cards or anything like that. That's a fake loan company, and they're not going to get any money. They just want to get your money.
You can find out more about this scam on the Better Business Bureau website at bbb.org. Kevin.
A strengthening thunderstorm with lots of lightning and torrential rainfall just south of the intersection of 465 and I-70 down to around the fairgrounds around I-74 and 465. This is not the only thunderstorm around. We'll look at them all coming up.
And coming up, crisis in California, the weather conditions that are making wildfires even more difficult to control. Labor Day marks the unofficial end of summer. As we move into fall, a visit to an apple orchard may be on your agenda. One popular orchard in Johnson County could soon have a new owner. WRTV's Lauren Casey talked to the current owner about the change in the future of the property.
From the stillness of nature to the sweet sounds of children's voices and the crunching of gravel beneath busy feet. This place has something special.
It's just a nice family-friendly place with great food.
Steve and Deborah from Columbus come for the scenery, the donuts, and of course the Honeycrisp apples.
That's what there you go. And the homemade items they have, it's very nice.
Homemade and homegrown. Owner Sarah Brown has family roots in horticulture, but she stumbled upon her love of gardening as a stay-at-home mom.
And then I started this garden that kept growing and growing and growing and growing, and before you know it, I had 30 apple trees and was feeding the whole neighborhood. And my husband looked at me one day and said, "Have you considered about doing this commercially?" And I said, "You know, I'd like to try that."
And so they acquired this farmland in Trafalgar. Now more than 30 years and more than 10,000 trees later, the Browns produce 70 varieties of apples on a property spanning 135 acres.
It took me a while to learn all my enemies, all the things I had to do to produce a good crop of apples, and I'm still learning. This is an early strain of Honeycrisp.
And this spring was especially tough.
Very heartbreaking.
A 1-2 punch of frost wiping out her crop and a global pandemic impacting her community. But with 30-plus years of grit and determination, Brown has apples to sell this busy season and a plan to keep customers safe. And with acres and acres of apple trees, social distancing is made simple. In addition to the orchard, AppleWorks is home to animals, play spaces.
Can you look at Mommy? I have
produce, and more. A place Brown believes can be even better with some new energy, which is why she and her husband are looking to sell and retire.
I've seen a lot of kids in the neighborhood grow up and have their own kids, and so that makes me probably older than dirt. But it's been a joy. It's a labor of love, and we're hoping that the next owners share that passion that we have here for the crop and the orchard.
Working for you in Johnson County, Lauren Casey, WRTV.
If you're looking for socially distant fall activities, go to WRTV.com for information about local orchards and pumpkin patches. Kevin, I can't believe we're already talking about this.
I know. Well, I've seen a lot of leaves down. I think that's probably a combination of the dry conditions as well, but leaves are falling, and we're talking about the orchard. Scattered thunderstorms, they're in progress with some heavy rainfall. We've not had any severe storms. We've had strong storms. For a storm to be severe, it needs to produce 1-inch diameter hail or 58-mile-per-hour winds. Certainly had 40 to 50-mile-per-hour winds. Right through the heart of central Indiana is where there continues to be a low, or what we call marginal risk for severe storms. Damaging wind would be the main threat. As you look at the radar from Indianapolis east, that's the most put together line of showers and some thunderstorms. We'll zoom in. What was sitting over the fairgrounds in Beech Grove is now just outside 465 and into New Pal, southwest portions then of Hancock County. You can see the line continues right through Knightstown, Louisville, Cambridge City to Richmond with locally heavy downpours, lots of lightning. Another thunderstorm just rolled through Muncie. That was a second round today, headed toward Winchester and Ridgeville, also Hartford City with some heavier downpours. Again, the main threat would be damaging wind from the strongest storms. We're less than an hour away from sunset. That will help calm things a bit. Notice how we're a state divided, where you've had the clouds and rain, temperatures in the 70s and lower 70s at that for Peru and Muncie, while temperatures are in the mid 80s as you go south and west. They're your metro area temperatures. During the overnight hours, 11 o'clock, you join us at 11, you'll see the showers and thunderstorms lifting north, leaving us with a dry start to Tuesday, up and away. Mixture of clouds and sunshine, 88 for the high temperature tomorrow. Chance of any thunderstorms, 20%. And again, that would be early and north of, say, Peru, Logansport, and Monticello. Watch when I put this in motion from 7 a.m. tomorrow. We let it run out through tomorrow night into Wednesday morning, Wednesday afternoon, and we stay dry during that stretch. And it's also the warmest stretch within the 7-day forecast. Temperatures with humidity will reach the upper 80s. There are your Wednesday temperatures from north to south. Everybody middle to upper 80s, could be a couple of spots that do reach 90 degrees. We cool off as we get to Thursday, 81. Temperatures Friday into the weekend will struggle to hit 80 degrees. Chance for thunderstorms not perfectly timed. It will impact the weekend, a 40% chance Saturday and Sunday. Monday's high, 77. That's after starting in the 50s for morning lows. Amanda?
Wildfires combined with record-breaking temperatures are creating a state of emergency in parts of California. ABC's Romina Puga reports some people spent their Labor Day weekend being evacuated from popular vacation spots.
A state of emergency declared in 5 California counties late Sunday as a trio of fires burn across the state. The Creek Fire in Fresno and Madera counties ravaging almost 80,000 acres in 3 days. Campers near the Mammoth Pool Reservoir, surrounded by flames, were told to shelter in place. The popular campsite's only road in or out blocked, blanketed in smoke.
1 second we were on the boat to go get ice for our ice chests. Less than 30 minutes later, the fire completely engulfed everything.
More than 200 people were airlifted to safety.
They did a total of 3 trips last night. And then today we're actually sending additional crews out there right now.
Some had to drive their way out through the flames, a park ranger leading this group to the only road out.
In the moment, I didn't think, oh, this could be, the end for us. But in hindsight, when I listened to the recordings, of the audio, I do get a little spooked.
Firefighters are working tirelessly to control the 25 major fires, including the El Dorado fire near San Bernardino, where residents hosed down their properties in hopes of protecting their homes. That one started by a colored smoke grenade used in a gender reveal party. The Valley Fire in San Diego County, reaching over 10,000 acres and damaging more than 10 structures. All this coming as the West faces record-breaking heat. On Sunday, Los Angeles County hit 121 degrees. San Francisco, known for its cooler weather, hitting 100.
And forecasters warn that high winds in the Central California area could make those fires more challenging to control. In North Carolina, Romina Puga, ABC News.
Central Indiana families are facing new challenges when it comes to sending their kids back to school. That's why the If You Give a Child a Book campaign from our parent company, EW Scripps, is so important this year. The annual drive is led by the Scripps Howard Foundation and Scripps employees and family members. Now, for the first time, we're opening up the effort to everyone in the community. Donations will be accepted through Friday. Go to WRTV.com/giveabook for more info.
Pretty easy to find the heavy rain on the radar from near Greenfield to south of Newcastle, west of Richmond, also up toward Winchester. Heavy rainfall, 40 to 50 mile-per-hour gusts, even some small hail possible. Amanda?
Thanks for making WRTV your choice for news. Our next newscast is tonight at 11. We'll see you then.